Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the December 11th school committee meeting. Just want to remind everybody that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on YouTube. With that, I'd like to thank Ms. Anita Pratt and Eric Kankowitz for helping us with our minutes and the streaming. First agenda item is to recognize the West Boylston Lions football team, the coaches, for their third consecutive win for the state title. Unfortunately, Coach Ross was ill, so he gave me a call saying he was not going to come, so he doesn't infect everybody. But if you guys would like to come up.
Where you want us?
Right there's fine, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do the mic.
I guess I'll start, and I told Greg I was gonna give him a hard time because we got a little close there with a tight call where, maybe should have been a warning, I don't know, but your excitement got the best of you, I think, which is fantastic.
I
but,
wasn't on the field, just so we're clear. I was off the field when he
You
ran
were
into
the one they were talking
me.
about.
Yeah, it was me. He ran into me, and the announcer was wrong. We weren't complaining. I threw my hands up in the air in disgust because I knew the flag was coming, not because of the call. They did tell us it was going to be a warning, even though they gave us a 15-yard penalty, but we scored anyhow, so it didn't matter.
Well, I think the refs were from that area anyway.
South
so
Shore, I
it's-
couldn't believe
it's,
it, yeah.
It was like playing against the Chiefs. It's the same kind of situation.
Yep.
Just congratulate, anybody have anything they would like to say or add, or?
Yeah, gentlemen, it's been a heck of a ride, right? And I haven't missed a game in 3 years, and I appreciate all your hard work, right? The young men that you guide and help on and off the field. If they're not appreciative now, which I think they are, they certainly will be when they get to our ripe old age and they remember you guys. So I appreciate it, and also appreciate how your team helps the ladies who cheer you on as well. As you know, I have a close tie there, so thank you. Three-peat, unbelievable. Still on cloud nine.
Yeah.
I'd like to also add that there have been some really key decisions made on behalf of the community and community leadership that have contributed to the success. Back in the day when the town had the vision to put a practice field back there, which was dedicated space that those kids could be out there working, I think we saw impact right away in terms of the amount of time that they could spend on the field, walking through plays, running. The vision of the school district to put the weight room in when they did, state-of-the-art college-level weight room. These kids have had access to top-notch equipment and spent countless hours in there year-round. And the community just supporting these guys, starting in July, right, all the way through December. I mean, that takes a village to do that, and when it all comes together, the results are pretty spectacular, and you guys have got the best out of these kids, and it's a testament to the community and the togetherness, so thank you guys very much.
I'd like to add something to that, too. Coach Ross would say, for sure, the weight room is the reason we win. But beyond that, the town and the outpouring and the support, the send-offs, the parades, it's been unbelievable the last 3 years. So thank you to everyone for that, too.
Real quick, guys, do we know, has there ever been a three-peat in Massachusetts history?
Not under the current format, but yes.
There was,
Yeah.
okay,
But not under the current format where you play the whole state the whole way through. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, the old format, there used to be like about 18 or so
right.
Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's one
Yeah.
per
Yeah.
division.
I wanted to say, I had emailed Coach Ross a couple of weeks ago, and I said to him, I wasn't sure this year was gonna be what it was, because I think you guys lost 12 seniors last year. Most of the, starting positions, you had new players in the role. And I said, not only are you doing well this year, but you're going back to Gillette. And as a parent, what I said to him was, he makes me wish my kids had played football, because I think playing for you guys, that coaching staff, is something very special. And I think that, I hope when these guys leave, these students, these players leave, they understand that you gave them more than football savvy. You taught them how to work together. You taught them responsibility. You taught them to be respectful. You taught them, hopefully, to appreciate what they have. And I hope that they can take that and translate it. I really, really appreciate you guys coming tonight. I wish we had Mike here and some of the team. And if anyone in the town doesn't know, Dominic Renzoni is up for, what is it?
Player of the year, I think.
Player of the
Telegram,
Year.
yeah.
You can vote for him on the Telegram because he surely deserves it. He scored twice in the Super Bowl game.
Twice, yep.
Would have been 3. One,
He got tackled on the 2 on the penalty. Let's
That's
be
right, on
honest,
the
he did
2.
not score on that play.
I didn't get to go to this game, but my
Oh,
boss,
actually, he did
my
score
boss
another
knew
one,
when
though.
we won because
he-
I may have had this on my desk and there may have been some yelling in my office.
He did
at
score
the
another
end.
time, and they had a terrible holding call that I've
Yes.
watched 3 times on TV that was incorrect, but yeah.
Like I said, you played against the Chiefs. Right?
Yeah.
But then he almost scored at the very end, which I think it's good
Oh,
that he
he
didn't
could've.
because
Yeah, we
then
took a knee that-
the
yeah.
kneel down.
We didn't
so.
want to risk it.
Just to kind of add, I talk to Mike from time to time, and he always says, "No, next year, I don't know, this, that." But people have come up to me from the public, and he goes, "Is he really that good of a coach?" And I said, "Yes."
he really
He
is.
develops these kids. He works hard with them. I mentioned the weight room and things like that, and he's dedicated all year for these kids, and they somehow respond. They show up. They do what's asked of them. And because of their hard work and all the dedication from everybody, the coaches, the parents, the kids, is success.
Yeah, and my plug for Mike is next win is number 200, so come to the first game next year.
Really?
Yep.
Wow,
200.
excellent.
Abe, you
If we didn't throw away Thanksgiving 2 years ago, he could have got it at Gillette. I've told him
There
about
you
20
go.
times. But
you haven't had kids around and playing for a minute, right?
Well, at least since 2004, yeah.
And you're still hanging around, and
these seniors, he coached at youth with me all those years too, so yeah.
Wow.
so it's nice to see. And Andy, how old's your youngest? Sophomore. So you got a couple of years left. All right. Well, guys, thank you so very
Thanks for having us.
much for everything that you do. We really, really appreciate it, and congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you.
And just. And also, the parade will be Saturday at 10, starting at the town hall, and probably going up the normal route, I would think, through the school and back down to the town hall. So, spread the word. See you guys there. All right, next we have a couple sets of minutes to approve. If I can get a motion for the regular meeting minutes of November 13th.
I'll make a motion for the approval of the regular meeting minutes dated November 13th, 2024.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Next, a motion for the executive session meeting minutes of November 13th.
Make a motion to approve the executive session meeting minutes of November 13th, 2024.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, next, we're gonna do student recognition awards, starting with Major Edwards.
The fifth grade team has chosen Seamus O'Neill as the student of the month for December. Seamus is an overall well-rounded student. The quality that stands out most to the fifth grade teachers is that he's not afraid to be himself. Seamus is a wonderful leader and role model. He perseveres when challenges arise and loves to help out whenever he can. Seamus recently helped to organize 5 different skits for the elementary school's community meeting on Respect this month. Seamus is an outstanding student. He shows great understanding in all content areas and puts 110% into all that he does. He is a mathematical thinker and loves to share his knowledge and opinions on different topics. His favorite subjects are ELA, science, and art. Some advice that Seamus would share with upcoming 5th grade students is that it is so important to participate in class. Seamus is part of the elementary school band. He began playing trombone in the 4th grade, and he also learned how to play piano by getting lessons from his grandfather. Outside of school, Seamus plays both basketball and lacrosse. In his spare time, he enjoys drawing, playing video games and reading comics and books. His favorite comics to read are the Peanut series, and he also enjoys reading informational books. Seamus's confidence, leadership, determination, and smile make him a wonderful choice for the Student of the Month, although he wishes he got it before his sister did. Congratulations, Seamus.
Congratulations, Seamus. Anybody have some questions? You, Nancy? Go ahead.
Hi, Seamus. Congratulations. Can you reach that?
Now I can.
Congratulations. You should be so proud of yourself. I
Thank
was
you.
sitting with your parents at the winter concert, and they were telling me which you did a great job, by the way. I loved your outfit. And the nutcrackers were great. I know you worked on those. So your parents were telling me about, you wish you had got it before your sister. Well, technically you did, because she didn't get one in elementary school, I asked. So think about it that way. But no, you're such a great kid, and you're right. Nora tells me all the time, I raise my hand all the time. Participation is number one, so you got it. Great job. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Good evening. We will be honoring Middle School Student of the Month. Please welcome grade 7 student Adam Breyer. Adam works incredibly hard every day. He's always willing to participate in discussions and activities in class. Even in classes where content is challenging, he is always trying his hardest to do his best. Adam's favorite subject this year is math with Mr. Coggins. His favorite meal is pasta Alfredo. Sounds delicious. He enjoys playing video games in his free time, and his favorite holiday is Christmas. Me too, buddy. Adam is a good citizen, respectful to his teachers and classmates. He's very deserving of the award for Student of the Month. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Adam. Mr. Ponticelli, you raring to go?
Yep, definitely. Adam, congratulations. Mr. Fournier read some really awesome things about you. You're a role model. And I don't know if you recognize yourself as a role model, but clearly your teachers do. Working hard, participating, being respectful, being a good citizen. So these are practices that other students look to you and say, hey, that's how I need to be, right? And you kind of lead the way. So that's awesome. I know we appreciate those efforts. We know your teachers appreciate it. So you're what makes like the middle school great here. So keep up that awesome work. Fantastic. We're really proud of you. But I also need to know what video games you're playing right now. Are you on Fortnite OG or what?
I play Fortnite.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Do you like the new season?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I do too. It's awesome. Well, Adam, congratulations, buddy. Again, we're really proud of you, and I bet we're going to see you again when you become Student of the Month in the high school. So keep up the awesome work.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Adam.
And I think Student of the Month honors bring with it maybe a little extra attention from Santa Claus, so I hope that your favorite holiday is extra special this year, buddy. Good job. All right, my friend. We got something for you right there. Next, we would like to recognize our High School Student of the Month. Please welcome Kara Quach, grade 11. Kara is a model student, and her teachers describe her as a quiet force in the classroom. She is one of the most independent and self-motivated students in the building. She's always engaged in the learning process, consistently delivers superior quality work across all assessment criteria. Most importantly, Kara exhibits maturity and good citizenship every single day. Although somewhat reserved, She is very well deserving of this recognition and is an outstanding leader. As of this moment, her favorite subject is biology. She loves to draw and do art outside of school. Her favorite meal is pho, which is a Vietnamese meal, and she said her mom makes a really delicious version of that. And she plans to attend college and is thinking about pursuing a career in as a pharmacist. Congratulations, Kara.
Congratulations, Kara.
Thank you.
Mrs. Breen? Sure.
Congratulations, Kara.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So favorite subject this year is biology.
Yeah.
What are we doing right now?
Right now we're conducting a lab for like cellular respiration.
Okay, so that's going pretty well. Is this regular honors bio or AP bio?
AP Bio.
AP bio, so getting a lot of work done. Do you have other AP classes this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, what else are you taking in AP?
AP World and AP Language and Composition.
Good for you. So you'll have the AP exams coming up in May,
Yeah.
and that'll be awesome. And then before you know it, you'll be starting to look at where you want to apply to college. Do you have any places of interest?
No, not really.
Not yet?
Yeah.
Got plenty of time, but it's going to go so quick. I can't believe my son is a senior, and it goes by so fast. So I hope you really enjoy the rest of your junior year, and you take the time to enjoy senior year. And I want to know, is it pho?
It's pho.
Pho? Can you tell me what's in it?
It's like rice noodles and like beef and a lot of like vegetables.
So tonight would be a good night to have something like that, right? All right. Well, congratulations. We are very glad you were able to come tonight, and it sounds like you are very deserving of this honor. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, next we'll move on to the Student Council Advisory Reps.
So first, starting off with athletics, our winter season began on December 2nd with basketball tryouts. Cheer tryouts will begin this week. We welcome many new coaches and some returning staff, Miguel Rodriguez, who coached middle school soccer, as well as returning coaches Jackie Rochello and Kelly Luciato. The football team just won the Division 8 state championship game on December 6th. The high school student council is planning to run a hot cocoa table at high school lunches on December 20th. They're looking into several fundraising options to help alleviate costs for upcoming conferences. And they are also looking ahead and beginning to plan for some of the spring events. Interact Club served breakfast at the Senior Center on December 7th. They're preparing for Interact Gives Back Week, which is December 16th through December 20th. And they will be donating to the animal shelter again this year with their Candy Graham funds and physical donations. They've also begun collecting attire and accessories for their prom boutique in February and March. The International Thespian Society, the high school drama department completed their fall production of Emily Bronte, Teenage Necromancer, before Thanksgiving. ITS is in planning mode for an upcoming fundraiser in February, possibly Masked Singer Teacher Edition, and attending the MA Theater Festival in Somerville, also in February. Mathletes, both Mathletes teams continue to meet on Tuesdays after school. Recently Wednesday, the varsity Mathletes team competed in their first meet at Shrewsbury High School. The second freshman meet is on January 15th. During their previous meet, the freshman team placed first in their division, third when ranked in the division above. The middle school drama club completed their first production, Everyone Gets Eaten by Sharks, last week. They worked for less than 2 months to put on this comedy one act and did a wonderful job. Auditions for the middle school spring musical Out of the Woods took place on December 9th and rehearsals begin December 16th. Show will go up in March. Tri-M Honor Society is hosting a Mario Kart tournament on January 24th from 4 to 9. National Honor Society members have been preparing for the annual calendar sale. Pre-orders will be accepted starting December 9th and calendar orders will be distributed January 2nd. Members are considering other fundraising possibilities, including note cards and painted ceramics. National Honor Society students have been volunteering with the food pantry during their busy holiday season. Elf on the Shelf is running from December 2nd to December 20th. Students who find the elf that day can earn a small prize and points for their class. NHS will also send out invitations for the staff Secret Santa this week. National Spanish Honor Society. Invitation letters just went out to the new Spanish Honor Society candidates who would like to be inducted in January. Current Spanish Honor Society members are gearing up to figure out what projects and activities they would like to do for the rest of the year in order to spread Spanish and Hispanic culture and language in the community. Wellness Club members will be at lunches on December 11th and 12th, offering students and staff the opportunity to send messages of support and encouragement to Miss Goodwill. Thinking of you cards will be provided by the Wellness Club.
The freshman class completed their first turkey gaggle, and they're running their first movie night on the 13th of December and will be doing candygrams for the holidays. The sophomore class just finished up the turkey gaggle and are currently running a clothing fundraiser. They're getting ready for a movie night in January. The junior class finished up participating in the turkey gaggle, and there was really good participation from the class. The prom committee has almost decided on the theme for prom 2025, and the senior center has been secured for the class of 2026 trivia night on March 21st. The class hopes there is a good turnout for the event. The high school yearbook club received a little more than 2/3 of the senior photos and are now working on getting the write-ups formatted and placed on pages. Students in the club have been working on placing the pictures for faculty, underclass, and available sports pictures. The high school yearbook now has a TikTok and at WB Yearbook 2025, and Solanda and Chloe have made a fun TikTok advertising the yearbook. They are also now accepting ads for businesses and parents. Open Studio and Pottery Club have been creating wonderful pieces of art in Open Studio. Pottery Club has been very busy with students learning to use the pottery wheel and hand-build unique, creative pieces of art. DECA will be taking their exams for District 7 competition next week and will be following this up in January with the second part of the competition, which will take place at Nichols College.
Is that it? Excellent, great, thank you. Any questions? No? Thank you very much. All right, Highline Schools, Mr. Fornia.
Thank you very much. Be sharing with you some slides from the middle high school spring MCAS results. The first slide represents the performance of the students in grade 6 on both English language arts at the top and mathematics. Sure.
Too bad Bill Walker's losing his touch.
Yeah.
Can only go so high.
Yes, absolutely. I'll use my principal voice. Mr. Audette, thank you. As you can see in the top, the students in grade 6 performed 7% above the state in their performance, which, considering we had a change of teacher mid-year, we're very happy with those results. And the teacher who is back with us this year is doing an excellent job, and I think we'll see even more growth having had this teacher for the full school year, working with our students this year. As Mrs. Green points out, the 28% above the state is just bananas. I mean, to see Mr. Walker's students continue to do so incredibly well is a testament to his hard work and the many, many years that he's been teaching with us. So we're very pleased with the results, and we're not going to rest on our laurels. We're going to keep working hard and hopefully continuing to achieve. And hopefully, there we go. All right. Next, we have grade 7. Our grade 7 English language arts scores in total were 5% above the state average, with a high percentage of students both meeting and exceeding the expectations. Also in grade 7, the same group of students in mathematics performed 7% above the state average. Overall, we were pleased with their performance, and we wish to continue to work hard and achieve. Looking at the next slides of grade 8, we have English Language Arts in grade 8, where our students performed 22% above the state average in ELA, which was very, very great to see, and very happy for that group of kids and for Mrs. Cleveland for all their hard work. We also saw our scores in grade 8 math at 14% above the state average, with a big jump in students who had previously partially met expectations moving into the meeting and exceeding expectations. So grade 8 math, doing a really great job, and preparing those students for high school as well. And hopefully we'll continue to see the results in the high school student exams as well. Next, we have the representation of the science, technology, and engineering, also known as grade 8 STE. The students in West Boylston, grade 8, performed 13% above the state average, with many kids moving from partially meeting into meeting and exceeding expectations. We're very pleased with the results. Mr. Bennett was very happy to see this particular group of kids do as well as they did, and excited to see them continue to achieve. Obviously, these kids being freshmen this year in high school and taking physics with us. Next, we see our grade 10, and this was an area of focus for us. Grade 10 ELA, our students performed at 8% above the state, which is tremendous, and we had an all-time high in students who were exceeding expectations. Likewise, in the grade 8, in grade 10 math, this was an area where we really doubled down on our efforts with revising our curriculum and hiring several new math teachers, bringing them into the department, restructuring the leadership within the department, coming up with an entirely new high school schedule so the kids have math all year round, and we're beginning to see the effects of that with the performance of 16% above the state average. Very, very pleased with the results, and I think it's safe to say that the math department right now is just a fine-tuned machine, really, really working.
Just something I noticed on the math I think is worth highlighting, that we went from 8% from exceeding in 2003 to 29% in 2024. So,
And in fairness to the ELA department, you went from 15% to 23%, so those are.
Yeah,
yeah,
also, and
significant increases,
Yeah.
I think, that.
Block schedule, maybe?
yeah, I think it's the time of learning, the schedule, the consistency, the engagement, and credit to the kids for taking it seriously and doing their very best. This year's area of focus will be the physics. This year we were, consistently below the average in just about all of the areas. I think the biggest shift was the number of kids who had previously met expectations who fell into the partially met expectations. That was a bit of a surprise, and it certainly gives us an area to focus on. I met with the teacher. We went through every question. We went through his curriculum and identified areas where we need to emphasize and make sure that our students are understanding the questions at hand. More on that in a moment. This is another visual representation of our 6th and 7th grade students in English and in math. I like this version because it shows you how our students did in blue on each of the questions, and then it shows the state, which is in pink. And when you look at the students in grade 6 and 7 last year, they were consistently above the state in just about every area, which is really great to see. When we look at grade 8, the three areas that they actually took 4 MCAS tests last year. Grade 8 took ELA, they took the math, and as you can see, they did great in both. They also took the new science, technology, and engineering test, which was a new format, and they did a great job with that. And then they took a piloted exam in civics, which we don't get the results of, but knowing this group of kids, I know they worked really hard, and I'm sure that that data will be useful going forward. As we look at grade 10, it was great to see the grade 10 ELA and math, mirror what's happening in grade 6, 7, and 8, which is kids doing well above the state. And when we look at the grade 9 physics, it was easy to pull out the questions and the topics where our kids were below average relative to the state, and to put together the list of questions requiring further examination, which is on the screen. Models of molecular motion, sound and wavelength, identifying radio waves versus infrared radiation in a vacuum, free body forces, objects falling, acceleration, things of that nature. These are areas where, in red, you can see we were below the state average, and those are areas that we need to do a better job. Continuing on to the next page, gravitational potential energy, word problems like 2 railroad cars speeding in opposite directions, at what point do they collide, things like that. Learning about zero net force and diagramming amplitude of waves seemed to be an area where we needed more attention. So that was a discussion with the instructor. We're taking a hard look at the curriculum and where there may have been some gaps, and we have a plan to improve in that area. Looking at this cluster of circles, this is our grade 6 and their performance relative to the schools in our area. In language arts, the star, which you can see behind you on the board, is the state average, and West Boylston was above the state, in the range of Wachusett and Auburn. And the next slide, if you look at where we were relative to grade 6 math, is usually the case where we're right up there with the Shrewsbury's, Tohoto, even ahead of Tohoto this year, and Wachusett. Did an outstanding job. When we look at a representation of grade 7 ELA, we are, as represented on the screen, we're essentially in the same level as Tohoto, Wachusett, Auburn. Shrewsbury was a tick ahead of us, and we were above the state and the other communities that are there in red in grade 7. And in math in grade 7, again, we were consistent with the schools that we identify as similar districts, and our kids did a good job in grade 7 math as well. In grade 8 ELA, I was particularly pleased with how well our students did. They were in the far right quadrant on the upper side, which means the highest growth and highest achievement, which was really gratifying for the teacher and for all of the grade 8 team, as the kids did a tremendous job. And when we look at the corresponding score in grade 8 math, on a par with some pretty heavy duty math school districts: Shrewsbury, Tohoto, Wachusett, West Boylston. We're right there. Our 8th grade math did an outstanding job this year. looking at grade 10, you can see where we are relative to the state. Again, we're in that same, upper third as some of the other communities that we identify as similar. And in the grade 10 math, very, very pleased to see both the growth and the achievement, and putting us in that area where we're competing with some of the highly competitive schools around us. This particular illustration is interesting. This is last year, grade 10 math was a focus area for us. This was a goal for us to improve. And if you look at the first slide, you see West Boylston compared to the state. When you see the slide to the right, this is every school district in the state, every school, right? And then you see West Boylston sort of in the top 1/3 of all the schools in Massachusetts, which for our 10th grade math is a tremendous achievement, and that's where we want to stay in that top third, and hopefully continuing to improve. Questions that you have?
Just a general comment, I think I'm very happy with the overall results. Obviously, there's some focus areas, and we don't want to take our foot off the gas, but I think the improvements speak for themselves, and it's great to see.
Absolutely. Very thankful for the resources that went into the new schedule and staffing that new schedule and increased time on learning and the faith that the community has had in the new schedule. And the kids embraced it, are doing a great job, and they deserve all the credit. So thank you very much.
Any other questions, Mr. Fournier?
I have a physics math question, Mr. Fournier.
Yes.
And I apologize in advance. Physics is challenging. Ninth grade physics is incredibly challenging, so I think it's important to acknowledge that. I think there's been some research on the alignment between physics curriculum and math curriculum at the same grade level. And my understanding is ninth grade physics is aligned with algebra, and more advanced physics is aligned with calculus. So are there opportunities for the physics teachers and the math department at each grade level to align their approaches to the underlying math that goes into the physics curriculum? Because that's just,
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Currently, 60% of our freshmen are taking algebra while they're taking physics. The other 40% are taking geometry and had algebra as 8th graders. So that's something to look at, are the kids taking the geometry still doing enough algebra that when they're taking physics, it's still familiar? But we definitely, as the kids move up through advanced math and into calculus, they take calculus at the same time that they would take AP physics. And our AP physics scores were really good, but those are some phenomenal kids too. But yeah, and that alignment piece is something that we definitely need to keep an eye on, especially if, for example, at any point the district said, you know what, we want to see how our kids are doing in biology. We're going to have them take the test as sophomores instead of freshmen.
Yeah.
We might have to look at what math the kids are taking as sophomores,
Yeah.
and make sure that that makes
even
sense.
just an effort to align problem-solving strategies, even if they're taking algebra in 8th grade versus 9th grade, and making sure that the language that the staff are using are similar in both spaces. It helps students, from my understanding, understand how that math is applied to the physics. So
Absolutely.
Just to add, Emily, in case you didn't know, there was a change years ago when Dr. Sharper was here to kind of focus our 9th grade, the MCAS to be 9th grade physics.
Yeah.
We were used to give kids a choice, and the biology test was much more difficult. And this was actually prior to the current MCAS that we even have, but hearing your point, I agree, but that was just kind of a decision that was made, which is why we kind of made that shift to try to get them to be more successful. But I think your points are very valid and need to be.
No, yeah, and the approach is spot on. It's just a suggestion. And I know it's challenging to create opportunities for folks within departments to collaborate with one another, never mind across departments. So I understand that, so.
I love the idea, though, of, maybe having our physics teacher do some planning and coordinating with the math department. He's a meteorologist, he's a mathematician.
And he's someone off on his own island.
And the
Yes.
mathematicians is the building and the closest to his species, right? They all speak the same language, so that's a great point.
All right, if that's all, we can move on to community input. None? All right. We have some warrants to approve. If I can get a motion for the payables warrants.
I'll make a motion for the approval of the payables warrants dated 11/19/2024 and 12/10/2024.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And then a approval of the payroll warrants.
Make a motion to approve the payroll warrant dated November 22nd, 2024, and December 6th of '24.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All right, subcommittee reports. You want to go?
So the negotiations subcommittee met with the union representatives, was it last week? Last Tuesday. We did find out prior to that meeting that we are the only district in the state right now, we believe, that is working with the union without attorneys. So I think that's a testament to the relationships that we have with the union, and the ability for us to try and work this out amicably and not, again, as I said last month, not get into the situations that we are seeing in other parts of the state, that I think the MTA is kind of driving unions to get to a point where it becomes a contentious situation. So it's nice to be able to sit down with folks and have meaningful discussion. We have gotten some things out on the table. We will be meeting again January 7th to continue negotiations and hope that we continue to move the process forward as we have gotten this underway. Anything else that I missed?
I think that covers it. Any questions
Right.
from anybody? No? All right, for budget and capital, I will start by thanking Mr. Maha for all of his hard work and those that assisted him in the central office, as we have been notified that we will be invited to the eligibility period on Friday for a new high school. So very, very exciting news, and we have a long list of a process to go through, but it'll be starting on Friday at about 1 o'clock for the MSBA meeting.
And we have an orientation the following Thursday.
Yep, right. With that, I'll let Jason continue on the rest of the report.
We discussed some capital planning and reviewed the fact that the boiler over at Major Edwards
The boiler at Major
up and
Edwards,
running.
the new boiler that's now 14 months old, is running after, running for about 147 burner hours total since its initial installation. Mrs. Morrison and I met reps from Dillon Boiler and the controls company over there on December 2nd, and after I wouldn't say a heated discussion, but it was a pleasant exchange. We learned a lot about boilers and contrasting opinions on what PSI should be set at, but they've adjusted the pressure control, adjusted the draft, the boiler stack damper, and the modulation controls have all been adjusted, and their parting words were, let's hope our recent tweaks have addressed some of the nagging issues at the site, so hopefully that's it. Hope, yeah.
Excellent, thank you. Anything else, Jason?
Oh, I would think all boiler discussions are heated discussions.
Any,
I'll be here all week, tip your waitress.
excellent. Any,
He teaches middle school, yes, he does.
any questions for capital and budget?
Not necessarily a question, but having been on the committee for a minute, getting a new building is a process that is very long, and just getting to this point, it's been years of submitting, years of trying to get this move forward. We know that this building in Major Edwards, there are a lot of things that we need to continually put money into to get the buildings to stay in working order, and at some point, it's just not going to make sense to continue to put money into Major Edwards. So this is a move in the right direction. What people need to understand, though, is this is still a long process. This is probably another 8 to 10 years, right?
There's 8 modules that need to be completed.
Yeah.
This initial module is for 270 days. It opens up on June 2nd, I believe.
Yeah.
And concludes at the end of February 2026, and that's just module 1.
And that's just module 1. So, I mean, this is a process that takes a lot of time and a lot of work just to get us there. So, I think the community needs to be informed and pay attention and understand the process. It's not happening tomorrow. It's not happening next week. This is a long process, and people need to make sure they understand what the steps are and how we can get there. So,
Thank you.
I have spoken with Mr. Bokankowitz to assist me in coordinating some information on the website once things are official and once we do get some more information from our orientation next week. So there will be an updated page on the website probably in the next, maybe right after Christmas vacation.
Excellent. Thank you. Emily, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I was just looking for exactly that, a little bit more clarification for the public about the process, so that's great. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Nancy, Jason, all good? All right, we'll move on to communication reports, starting with Mr. Audette.
Thank you. Is that working?
Yes.
So we're definitely getting excited for the holidays. The energy is high at Major Edwards, to say the least. Just first want to thank Dina Towns, our guidance counselor, Kate O'Rourke, all the families that contributed, and the students to help make the turkey feast collection a success. Also, just want to share our appreciation for all the generosity donations for the holiday season that go in support of families in need and to the Joseph's Project as well. Last week on Thursday, we had our 4th and 5th grade students held their winter concert performance. And our kindergarten through 3rd grade had 2 showings yesterday for families to enjoy some holiday musical stuff that the students have working diligently on. We want to share our appreciation for Amanda Brainerd, Leah Roberts, Oscar Esposito, and Brian Stefanelli, just for getting the students prepared, getting the gym ready, making it look really special for the students to perform. They did a great job. We had a packed house for both sessions or performances. I'm not sure what we can do. We can't get any more seats in there, but I thought it would be one big showing and then one small showing, but it ended up being a packed house for both of them, which was great. Got us into the holiday spirit for sure. On Friday of last week, we held our December community meeting for students in kindergarten through 5th grade that focused on the theme of respect. During the meeting, as mentioned, Seamus O'Neill was a big part of that. They presented several small skits to showcase how to model and what respect looks like across the school day. Just want to thank our teachers, our 5th grade teachers, for getting the students ready to present. Additionally, we highlighted some students that exemplified our previous attribute of kindness. 1 to 2 students were chosen from each homeroom, and they were given a certificate for their overall kindness in the classroom. And then this month, we also had Professional Development Day, and we focused on a second round of M-Class training, the online DIBELS, led by a representative from Amplify. We also had additional special ed training, which involved augmentative and alternative communication, AAC, training, which was led by a representative from the Keystone Collaborative. Her name is Julie North. And this involved learning about effective ways to use devices with some of our nonverbal, some substantially separate classrooms. And then lastly, we had a paraprofessional training led by Sherry Trainer, which discussed what it means to be a paraeducator and how to build student relationships. Just some important dates for this month. We have Spirit Week next week. On Monday, we'll have Hat Day. Tuesday will be Wear Your Favorite Shirt or Sweater Day. Wednesday will be Mr. Maha's favorite, Pajama Day. Thursday, Wear Your Favorite Color Day. And Friday, Sports Theme Day. On Wednesday, December 18th, we have our next PTA meeting, which will be at 7 o'clock in the library. On Friday, the 20th, we'll have High Five Friday with our local police and fire department at the arrival for students. Winter break, of course, is December 23rd to the 1st. Students will return on the 2nd. And on Thursday, the 9th, the January, February newsletters will be shared with families. That's all I have for you. Let me know if you have any questions.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Audette? No? All right.
I just want to say, I often have to mitigate heated disagreements amongst my children. And last week, right before bedtime, it was who loved their school major Edwards more. And it was very serious, and it's real. So, thank you.
Chris?
All right, so, as Mr. Audette said, we'd like to thank everybody in the community that contributed towards the Thanksgiving food drive, and in particular, the organizers from both buildings, and also the West Boylston Police Association for donating 20 turkeys that were a complement to the other parts of the meal and the baskets that were delivered to the families. It was a truly wonderful event. This month, there's a toy drive and a giving tree that's being sponsored by the West Boylston High School Student Council. Each year, the council collects toys and gifts for children, helping families provide gifts for the holidays. It's an important tradition to the Student Council. It's been in place for many years, and we thank the community for taking tags off the giving tree and providing gifts to match the wishes of the children in the community. Again, congratulations to the West Boylston Lions football program, the cheer program, for their outstanding showing at the state championship game at Gillette Stadium. It was truly an honor to be there and cheer on the team. And thanks to Coach Kelly for all her work with the cheerleaders, and Coach Ross for all his work with the team. Those kids have been working hard since July, and it culminated in the ultimate success. The middle high school teachers successfully held conferences with parents just before Thanksgiving, and our drama program, Mrs. Heward, they presented a successful production of Emily Bronte, Teenage Necromancer. This month's art events include winter and art concerts for both middle school and high school, which take place this week. And our academic progress reports for Term 2 will post to the portal on Friday afternoon. The winter sports season is underway. Basketball and cheer have begun, and we have several new coaches that we welcome. We welcome back our JV girls coach, Jackie Rochlow, who's returning for her second season. We welcome our new girls head coach, varsity coach, Danielle Herlihy from Boylston, Mass. Our new varsity boys coach is Rob Manzello of Leicester, and the JV boys basketball coach is Kevin Crimmin of Worcester. Girls middle school coach, Alyssa Maury of Rutland, and a boys middle school coach is a graduate of WB and also one of our soccer coaches, Michelangelo Rodriguez of West Boylston. And we welcome back winter coach cheer Kelly Luciato from Sterling as she returns as her second season with us in cheer. Included in the packet for the middle high school report was a copy of our school improvement plan, which was designed and written in collaboration with our school principal school council, and I'm available for any questions if you have any.
Thank you. Any questions for Chris? No? All right. We'll move on to Christy.
In your packets is the expense report for the month of November, if anyone has any questions. Everything's where it should be in that.
questions for Christie? All right, thank you. And we'll move on to Rich.
Thank you. Mrs. Trainer and I met with the DESI liaison this afternoon for an update on our upcoming January visit for the tiered focus monitoring review. We remain on target at this point. We will have a policy subcommittee meeting next week just to address the language in a couple of policies prior to document submission. School Messenger on January 5th, you might recall, there's a 2-hour delay, and as customary, when I make the call, that's the first message I send out. I follow that with an email, and then call the bus companies, text to various administrators, and then I do the calls or the login with the news stations. This go-around, we came out that, to find that some people did not receive the message, although the School Messenger database recorded that the messages were, in fact, received. In fact, Eric Bokankowitz, his wife did receive the message. Eric himself did not receive the message. So a support ticket was put in with Power School. We did get an update today. Tests were run. It appears the system has been remedied, and we should not have too many errors. We didn't hear from too many people, but it did in fact occur, and we want to ensure that does not become commonplace. We were also alerted that this did occur in other districts. It was a widespread issue on the 5th. In your packet, there's also a reference to school facilities update and information about a potential ADA compliant project for the middle high school parking lot. It is an extensive project, several months, and $1.4 million, 5 phases. It will not be happening in the summer of '25, but it certainly goes a long way to addressing the long-term concerns of accessibility to the middle high school. School safety drill will be held on January 17th, the full-day professional development day for staff. District administration met with Sergeant Pettit from the police department today to lay out plans and schedules, so information will be forthcoming on that. Again, that'll be the professional development day. It'll be only for staff. I'll be scheduling a school safety subcommittee meeting afterward to address what occurred and things that we could rectify and planning ahead for spring drills. Capital planning requests were submitted to the town this week to meet their deadline for Friday. Has been referenced before. The primary projects that we're hoping to get funded include replacement of 90 traps at Major Edwards steam traps, building-wide at about $1,500 per trap for a total of $152,000. That would be obviously a large-scale project that would have to be done over vacations. Replacement of compressors, both here at the Middle High School Media Center and also at the second floor special education room at Major Edwards, and completion of the ADA seating for the middle high school auditorium, which has been submitted for about $140,000. So those are submitted to the town administrator this week. Be happy to answer any questions.
I also see we have an updated NASDAQ report.
Yes, I don't really have any detail on that. We provided them the basic information that we have in school grades and that they do their calculations, and we forwarded them to you. I think you recall we did do a review on that a couple months ago on their 2017 projections, and they were a little off.
Yeah, I think we exceeded where they thought we
Yes.
would be. Right. Okay. Any other questions? We have any school committee updates? Anybody want to have anything? No?
I will.
Okay.
Just want to put something on people's calendar for the spring. West Boylston used to do a cancer walk called West Boylston In It to End It. We are resurrecting that walk in May, so we will be sending out information shortly. We're getting a large response from people because of a recent diagnosis from a longtime staff member here at the high school who was the original founder of the walk. So in her honor, her previous students have decided they want to bring it back. And we are targeting, well, we are doing May 9th from 5 PM until 9 PM on the track. So if people want to get involved or get more information, the next meeting will be January 13th here at 6:30. All community members are welcome, and if anyone wants to get teams together, register to walk, we'll be sending that information out hopefully in January or February. So I just want to make people aware that we are bringing that back.
Excellent, thank you.
Right.
Emily, anything you want to bring up? No? All right, with that, we have an executive session. I need a motion and a second, and also a roll call.
I'll make a motion to move to executive session to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with the West Boylston Teachers Association.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Just to clarify, we will not return an open session except to adjourn. Can I get a roll call? Nancy?
Hubbard, aye.
Ponticelli, aye.
Breen, aye.
Lehman Miller, aye.
Pedoni, aye. Thank you, everybody.